Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is our third podcast, and I want to talk to you about something that may be the single biggest revolution in medicine over the last 2 decades. It isn't a new drug, it isn't a new surgical technique, it isn't even a new diet. It's the realization that every one of us carries inside our body an entire ecosystem, a living community of trillions of microorganisms that profoundly influence our health. This community is called gut microbiome. Over the next 20 minutes, I will like to explain what the microbiome is, why it is so important, and why dietary fiber is one of the most important misunderstood nutrients in modern nutrition. And why one simple habit I practice every day has become one of the cornerstones of my own health. Most of us think of ourselves as single organisms. In reality, we are more like walking ecosystems. Our intestines are home to trillions of bacteria, along with fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms. Collectively, they weigh around 1 or 2 kilograms and perform functions so important that many scientists now consider the microbiome to be another organ of the human body. These microbes manufacture vitamins. They help digest foods that our own enzymes cannot. They train and regulate our immune system. They produce chemicals that communicate directly with the brain. They influence our metabolism. And remarkably, they even affect our mood and our behavior. When this ecosystem is healthy, it protects us. When it becomes damaged, a condition known as dysbiosis, it has been associated with obesity, with type 2 diabetes, with inflammatory bowel disease, cardiovascular disease, allergies, and even certain neurological and psychiatric disorders. The microbiome has become one of the most exciting areas of medical research. For decades, we have been taught that fiber simply prevents constipation. That explanation is incomplete. The primary purpose of dietary fiber is not to feed us, it is to feed our microbiome. Unlike proteins, fats, and digestible carbohydrates, many fibers pass through the stomach and small intestine almost unchanged. When they finally reach the colon, they become food for beneficial bacteria. This is why certain fibers are called prebiotics. They nourish the microbes that nourish us. As these bacteria ferment fiber, they produce compounds known as short-chain fatty acids. Among the most important are acetate, propionate, and butyrate. These are not waste products. They are powerful signaling molecules that help regulate inflammation, metabolism, and immune functions throughout the body. One short-chain fatty acid deserves special attention: butyrate. The cells lining the large intestine actually use butyrate as their preferred fuel. Without sufficient butyrate, the intestinal barrier may become less effective, allowing bacteria and bacterial products to cross into the bloodstream more easily. This increased intestinal permeability has been documented in several diseases and can contribute to chronic inflammation. Inflammation lies at the heart of many chronic illnesses: type 2 diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver disease, certain autoimmune disorders, even aspects of cognitive decline. Think about how remarkable this is. When you eat fiber, you are not only directly reducing inflammation, you are feeding bacteria, and they manufacture the compounds that reduce inflammation. That changes the way we think about nutrition. Many people assume fiber is fiber. Nothing could be further from truth. Many bacteria prefer different types of fiber. Greater the diversity of fiber in your diet, the greater the diversity of your microbiome. And diversity appears to be one of the strongest indicators of a healthy gut ecosystem. Just as forests with many species are more resilient than forests with only one species, the same appears to be true for our microbiome. People often ask me what I drink every morning and evening. It is surprisingly simple. Twice each day, I mix into a glass of water 1 teaspoon of green banana powder, 1 teaspoon of flaxseed powder, 1 teaspoon of psyllium husks, and 1/4 teaspoon of inulin powder. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a miracle drink. It is not a detox. It is not a magic cure for obesity or diabetes. What it is, however, is a way of providing several different types of fiber that nourish different members of my gut microbiome. Let me explain why I chose each ingredient. Let's start with green banana powder. This is one of the richest natural sources of resistant starch. Unlike ordinary starch, which you might find in rice, the resistant starch escapes digestion in the small intestine. Instead, it reaches the colon, where bacteria ferment. One of the major products of this fermentation is butyrate. So rather than providing calories to me, resistant starch provides nourishment to my microbiome. In return, my microbiome produces compounds that support my own health. Coming to the flaxseed powder, this is an extraordinary food. It contains soluble fiber. It contains insoluble fiber. It contains omega-3 fatty acids. It contains lignans, which are powerful antioxidant plant compounds. These fibers nourish beneficial bacteria. Its soluble fiber slows glucose absorption into the blood. Its omega-3 fats support cardiovascular health. One simple food, multiple health benefits. Coming to psyllium husk, which has probably been studied more extensively than almost any other fiber supplement. When mixed with water, it forms a gel. This gel slows digestion. It reduces spikes of blood glucose after meals. It helps lower LDL cholesterol. It supports regular bowel function. It increases satiety, helping many people feel full for longer. Again, this role extends far beyond preventing constipation. Finally, I add just 1/4 teaspoon of inulin. Although the quantity is small, inulin is one of the most powerful prebiotic fibers we know. Beneficial bacteria thrive on it. I deliberately keep the dose small because increasing it too rapidly may cause bloating in some people. The microbiome needs time to adapt. Now, combining each of these fibers feeds different bacterial populations. No single fiber can nourish an entire microbial ecosystem. By combining resistant starch, soluble fiber, insoluble fiber, and prebiotic fiber, I am trying to encourage a richer, more diverse microbiome. That diversity is associated with healthier metabolism, better immune regulation, and lower chronic inflammation. In other words, I am not simply eating fiber, I am cultivating an ecosystem. Now, I should add an important word of caution. I believe that most people will benefit from increasing the diversity of fiber in their diet. But I would never say that everyone should immediately copy my routine. People with bowel obstruction, certain gastrointestinal disorders, swallowing difficulties, or those taking medications that interact with fiber should first seek medical advice. If you are currently eating very little fiber, increase it gradually. Drink plenty of water. Allow your microbiome time to adapt. Good health is rarely achieved overnight. This presents us with a different way of thinking about nutrition. Perhaps we have been asking the wrong nutritional question. Instead of asking, what should I eat? Maybe we should ask, what should I feed my microbiome? Because when we feed beneficial bacteria, they manufacture substances that protect us. In many ways, the microbiome functions like a biological pharmacy operating inside our intestines 24 hours a day. And unlike a pharmacy, the medicines it produces are made from the foods we choose to eat. The microbiome is changing our understanding of medicine. Health is not determined only by our genes. It is not determined only by calories. It is not determined only by exercise. It is also determined by invisible ecosystem living inside every one of us. Every meal you eat feeds two organisms. It feeds you and it feeds your microbiome. The question is, which microbes are you feeding? If today's discussion has sparked your curiosity, you will find these concepts explored in much greater depth in my book, Hacking the Obesity Code. In it, I explain how the gut microbiome, dietary fiber, insulin resistance, inflammation, and metabolic health are all interconnected. I also discuss the science behind intermittent fasting, resistant starch, prebiotics, healthy fats, and practical strategies that can help improve metabolic health. My goal in writing the book was to translate complex scientific research into language that anyone can understand and apply in everyday life. If you want to understand not just what to eat, but why it works, I think you will find the book a valuable resource. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still believes that fiber is simply there to prevent constipation. Because the science tells us something far more profound. We are not eating for one, we are eating for trillions. And when we nourish them, they help nourish us. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.